In the aftermath of the public execution, Georg hides himself away in his laboratory, industriously working away at creating items he needed for his spells, and continuing his magical studies. After some days, he finishes his snake staff and learns Magic Mouth, a spell which may allow Baron Song to send secret messages. During a conversation with the Baron, he mentions that if Georg could find a way to survive Mother Oldman's ritual, he would improve his standing with the townsfolk and at the same time undermine Mother Oldman's authority. Before Georg can formulate a plan, they got word of a chimera attacking town, and so Georg, Cal Grella, and Cal Crystal arm up and head to town to hunt down and slay the terrible monster. The fight is short and bloody when Cal Grella gets knocked unconscious and Cal Crystal gets grievously wounded, but Georg's magic makes short work of it despite its attempt to flee, and with the help of the Featherfall spell, Georg is able to carry his trophy back to the keep for further study. While the town recovers from the attack, Georg decides to go seek out Lance the Hunter, who supplies him with Displacer Beast hides. He hires him to help with the taxidermy of his kill, and also questions the hunter about his knowledge of the monstrosities. He returns to the keep, where the Baron reveals that it is perhaps almost time to deal with Mother Oldman. Georg also reveals he found information on unicorn parts to the Baron. The next few days, Georg takes over Kel Grella's unicorn bleeding duties, and a couple of days later he receives a parcel and letter from Kerrick, leader of the Bastards of the Firewood. The parcel contains a love potion, and the letter states that it is a gesture of friendship. First things first, Georg tries to identify the potion, and also once more examines the amulet. He learns that the potion is in fact a love potion, and he also learns that he can use souls stored in the amulet to empower his own spells. After recovering from his exertion from casting the identifying spell, he reports to the Baron that he found a potential solution to his problems with Lady Dysek. While the Baron is pleased with this development, he informs Georg that Lady Dysek's son should discreetly be taken care of and leaves the matter in his capable hands. And so, in the dark of the night, Georg heads out to the Dysek lands, sneaks into the keep, knocking out one guard, and assumes wraith form. When he finds a young lad asleep, he moves his wraith hand, holding the amulet inside the boy, and consumes his soul. He makes his escape and returns to the keep. They receive word at the keep the next day of poor Dolan Dysek's death, and Baron Song invites Lady Dysek to his keep as a show of support and consolation. Georg also learns that a new cleric of Tempos has come of age. Georg goes to introduce himself, and while the new cleric, Mother Emma, seems friendly enough, the tension between Mother Oldman and Georg is palpable. Mother Oldman leaves almost as soon as Georg arrives, and Georg follows her a short while later after introducing himself to Mother Emma. Will Cal Grella ever wake up? Where will this lead with the Bastards of the Firewood? Will Baron Song enchant Lady Dysek? Find out next time on Dicing with Death.
Welcome everybody, and welcome further to Dicing with Death. Ryan, how are you doing today? Hello, excited to be playing some D&D. It's been a couple of weeks.
It has been a couple of long weeks without him. Uh, yeah. So, what's up?
Uh, Not a lot, not a lot.
But you're done with coursework.
I am, yes, yes.
You
Summer has begun, and
you finished your last classes ever as a student.
I hope so. So you never know. It's the kind of you gotta get check with the admins. I don't want to
Don't want to jinx it.
I don't want to jinx it exactly. We're like you missed. I'm sure it'll be like I'm anticipating like you missed one unit of seminar credits. Come back and sit. Yeah.
Wow.
So
Well,
I've still got a thesis to write.
a thesis for it. That's the easy part of everything, right? It's the years of preparation up to the thesis that's difficult. I hear. The thesis is
Yeah,
supposed to be the easy thing.
yeah, yeah. You say so.
Cool. Well, without any stories of your own to tell, we can just slide into game if you'd like.
Yeah, sure, sure. I
I
think those are
certainly
what
have.
the real stories are, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear about my boring life. Let's hear about Georg the Gruesome.
Yes. Georg the Grim, Georg the Lichguard. Not anymore, though. I think that legend has kind of fallen to the wayside for now, at least.
Oh, they'll remember.
Yes.
But for now, Art Carl
Mm-hmm.
quietly broods in Misty Rapids.
Yes, he does. After having
Uh,
attended the coming of age ceremony for the new cleric in town.
is that what that was?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I remember the party and the new cleric, and then
Yes, she was coming of age and is now a full-fledged cleric within town. Her name is Cleric, apparently.
she had a name. I didn't write it down because I only write down wizards' names. But
Stupid clerics don't matter, do they?
well, I can't come back and murder them and take their spellbook later, so they don't.
Mm.
They don't make it to my notes sheet.
Makes sense.
Actually, I'm just kidding. There's other people on here
Yeah.
besides that. But in any case,
Yeah. I believe her name was Emma.
that sounds right.
That sounds right. I think I have it in a note somewhere. There we go. Mother Emma of Tempos.
Yes, Lord of Fate and Time. He who spins the staff of the world or some shit like that.
Yes, he sits above the world and turns the staff while Nadinus stands below the world and supports it.
One of the greater gods.
Right. So, it is the evening of Wednesday, the 13th of April. Lord Song is inviting Lady Dysek over on Saturday the 16th for
Yeah. When is that?
in 3 days.
Okay, shit. I don't think I'll make it, but I'm gonna give it a try. I'm gonna drop everything that I'm doing and try and learn ESP in time for the party.
Ooh.
I have to roll well, I think, to get it in 3 days because it's a second level spell. But it's in Randall's spellbook, and I haven't studied it yet. I got an 80% chance to learn spells, and hopefully I'm not interrupted in 3 days. I think it's 2 to 4. You do like 1 to 2 per
I
spell
do
level?
D2 per spell level.
Okay. So I got a 3 and 4 chance. We'll find out.
Okay, so you're dropping everything and you're just going full-fledged spell learning mode to get
Yeah,
ESP.
I mean, I'll pop up for meals and to like check up on rumors, see if Greller makes any sort of recovery.
Yeah, Greller is still unconscious and resting.
Yeah, that is.
Um, yeah, so
Oh, and there is one spell I want to cast in the meantime. I don't know when you want to take care of that.
what spell would you like to cast?
I will, and I'll need a full day. So this is probably the day after the coming of age ceremony.
Right, the next day.
I will, instead of my usual, so I swapped out rope trick to memorize past life. And I need to go track down that bit of hobbit hair I have sitting around.
You
I
have
don't know if it's in the keep. I probably brought it into or it may be in Carl's house in town.
Oh, the hair from the person that you cut off in the
Yeah.
in
fact, I think it's more. Narratively, I think it's more interesting if I forgot it like stowed away in some cupboard in Carl's house. So I will have to go into town to get it.
I think you definitely have to go into town to get
And
it.
I'm like super frustrated because I'm like, damn it, I gotta learn this. I gotta learn this ESP spell in time for the party. But stupid Hobbit hair is in town because at level 7, past life allows you to now see the last minute of the target's life. So, yeah, am I able to get into town? No trouble.
You get back to your house.
I'll ride my horse and.
Didn't your house burn down?
No, you tried to burn it down and tear it down and broke holes in my roof and.
No, but remember there was a fire when the Chimera attacked. Did it spread to your house? I think it burned areas nearby your house, but I don't think your house actually got completely burned.
I don't even think it was damaged. I mean, I'm trying to remember. The shimmer damaged it.
I think it's damaged. I don't think it's destroyed.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So you make it back. It looks like the door.
I'll probably sneak in. Let me take a look. Like I'll set up my horse next door or at the
Your phantom steed.
Door. I don't have no. This is a regular riding horse.
Do you have a regular riding horse?
I do currently have a living riding horse and a mule in my name.
Good.
But this is like riding horse number 6 or something like that. He's probably at this point it's just horse. riding horse machine. Actually, I don't even have HP rolled for this guy. That's
what I was about to ask.
No, he hasn't been hit yet because if
he had been hit,
my horses are one-hit wonders.
And expensive one-hit wonders. 75 gold a pop.
Yeah.
So you can roll HP if you want. Horses and mules both have 3d8.
I'll save it until you
save it until
stab it. I'm not. Yeah.
You don't want to jinx it. Rolling the HP inevitably gets it in combat and gets it killed.
Exactly.
All right, I can stand.
At this, yeah.
Okay.
Schrodinger's cat type of situation.
You make it into your house. It looks like the door has been replaced with a new door that's not wizard locked.
Bastards.
Must have been part of the repairs process. They probably needed to get into the house, and it was broke. The door wouldn't open, so they took it off its hinges. And
I will actually dimension door into my house so that no one sees me enter it.
Ooh.
So I from next door, I'll stable my horse and.
You'll stable your horse at the inn.
I guess I'd already said that I stable my horse, but yeah. I probably don't trust my horse. And if it was my phantom steed, I could leave it in a field. But I kind of want to downplay those associations because that steed was just spotted at the scene of
Right.
Yeah. So I'm gonna leave phantom steed out of my memory for the for the time being. But I will teleport into my house so no one actually watches me walk in. So I think it's a 300-yard range, so I can hide behind the stables down the street and teleport into my living room and hope that they didn't make such drastic changes that I.
Nope, it all seems to be just more or less how you left it.
Teleport inside of a wall. They've done an extensive remodel, and I find myself teleporting into the astral plane by accident.
No, it's
clicking
fine.
with an object and getting booted by the server.
No, it's fine. You hop into your house. It's more or less the same as you left it. Looks like there's some new features. Well, not features, new doors, new shutters, new tiles on the roof, or new thatch on the roof. And you find it's tucked away in one of your dressers that you weren't really using a folded up piece of fabric that has some halfling hair and probably a few other trinkets that you've long forgotten about.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else. I have anything written on the character sheet, but I'm sure I took something weird and thought it might be useful later. I'm like, what the fuck is this moldy breadcrumb doing? And
oh, here's some dead spiders. Damn it. That's
exactly. So I will be casting Past Life. I think there are no material components except for now I'm using this halfling hair. When cast by a wizard of at least 7th level, I guess it always requires remains of the creature. At 7th level, he is able to view the final minute of the subject's life from the subject's point of view. So I spend a round casting the spell, and then find myself transported back in time as what's his name? I think I have it written down. Grumple? Or something like that? Geeble.
Geeble, the gnome, right? No, the halfling. So, from your perspective, you see... where's our... There we go. You see a garden and a trowel and someone like, you're digging up this like potato plant and you're pulling out these potatoes and kind of looking at them, and then a voice calls, Geeble! Geeble! You look behind you and you see Lady Redshield, and she waves you over. You walk over to Lady Redshield, who's kind of near the corner of the house, and you hear yourself saying, Yes, milady, what can I do for you today? Would you like to try one of my new potatoes? They are quite excellent, I believe. And she says, No, little Geeble. I have a different plan for you. Would you follow me inside? I have a new plant that needs repotting. So little Geeble follows her inside through into the big mansion, and she leads him into her personal chambers. And you notice Geeble gets a little nervous as she walks into the personal chambers and says, Geeble, I have something to show you. Would you please take a look at that dresser over there? And as Geeble looks, there's like a small little potted plant on the dresser. He walks over towards it, and then his head snaps up, and he whirls around and falls to the ground, and you see Lady Redshield standing over him with a bloody knife in hand. And then Geeble's hand reaches out towards her, and she brings it down on him and stabs him a few more times. And it all goes black.
I wake with a start, or come out of my trance with a start. Find myself back in Carl's house in Misty Rapids. Seems like my video is desynced. Chat's mentioning. I'm gonna restart my video and see if that helps. But that didn't throw off all of your overlays. No, it's still.
It's a little desynced.
Still laggy. I'll blame my computer. Maybe restart in the break or something.
Yeah, it's okay. They're not here to see our pretty faces. They're here to listen to our pretty voices.
Oh, I've got a pretty face and a pretty voice. They're just several seconds displaced in time.
Well, you are a dimensionalist. It's a feat of Georg. Or a feature of Georg, guys. It's not a bug. It's a feature. So yeah. That is that. And unless there's anything else you want to do, we can skip ahead a few days.
Yeah, I will have. I've got a second dimension door. I guess I would have teleported back out, hopped on my horse, and headed out of town.
Are there any material components for Dimension Door?
No, I don't even think there's somatic components. It's like a casting time 1 GTFO spell.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, verbal, instantaneous, casting time 1.
You return to the keep, and
There's a 1 round adjustment period though after the spell is cast.
okay.
It doesn't really specify. It just says recovery from use of a Dimension Door spell requires 1 round. It doesn't say what you can do in that round. I assume you can't do any action. You can't like attack or cast spells. You might be able to move. Maybe you can't even move.
I think it's like bad sickness, like dazed and confused and a little bit stunned. I think you're pretty much vulnerable in that 1 round.
Yeah. I don't think you don't curl up in the fetal position. You probably just have to stand there and like reorient yourself.
Yeah, I think you're very dazed.
Hunched over and breathe deeply.
Probably like really dizzy and disoriented.
Okay, but can't even move in that one round.
Maybe stumble around, but I would say,
So you
that's-
can't really use this to, like, if you're running, you can't use this to get a head start unless you're super powerful.
Right. It would not be a good, like, I'm going to skip halfway through the race and then keep running. It'd be like a good, I'm going to go dimension door into that building and they won't be able to find me, sort of thing.
Or do an extra dimensional rope pocket nearby.
Spells
Rope trick.
cannot cross the extra dimensional border
You're right.
with rope trick. So you head back to the keep and continue studying your ESP spell,
Yeah.
which you do learn the next day.
Oh, only 2 days?
2 days.
Add that to my character sheet and make sure there's no material components or anything.
Where is ESP? Trying to add it to sheet A, B, C, D, E. Georg. Wow, Georg's really far down in the character list. He's been around for a long time. Might have to do something about that. Yeah. So that means the next day, when you wake up after having learned ESP the previous day, is the day of the. It's not really a feast. It's a dinner to honor poor lost. I want to call him Dorwin, Dorble. Dolan,
yes.
Dolan Dysek.
Young Dolan. What are they saying killed him? What is the? Have I caught any rumors? I've got a day, I guess, after I cast the spell, so I can.
The rumors are that he
I
died.
can even try out ESP the day before. How about I do that? I walk around on the third day. So the material component is just a copper piece.
No, you learn the ESP spell like at the end of the day before the Dissects come.
Okay, so the first time casting it will have to be during the party.
Right.
I memorize it instead of the past life that I just cast.
But the rumors are that he died peacefully in his sleep of an unknown and very, very quick disease. Which you know to be quite untrue. But that seems to be what the official story is. And you can speculate as to why that's the official story all you want.
That's a perfect story for the peasants to be talking about right now.
Right.
I'm sure Lady Dysek is a... Well, I don't know what her stats are. Maybe she's not an intelligent woman. Maybe she won't put 2 and 2 together.
Or maybe she's very intelligent and knows not to say, oh yeah, he seemed to have had his soul removed from him. He died in horrible agony. That might not inspire faith in the common populace. But now I'm speculating, and that's wrong.
Yeah. And is there anything about the guard who fell off the wall that same night?
Not that you hear over here in the keep.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe if you were in Dissect territory, you'd hear something else. But here, there's no mention of a guard. So, we move on to the party, actually. Well, not really the party, the dinner. Is there anything you'd like to do the day before?
I don't think so. I'm getting my spell list double checked. And does Lord Song ever come to me with mention of the love potion, or the whatever it was called, the filter
of love?
Filter of love.
No, I think
he just like he's gonna do what he's gonna do, and we'll find out at the, at the party.
Yep.
All right. So I'm coming prepared with my pockets packed deep with all manner of tricks. I don't technically have a rope up my sleeve this time. Well, I have a rope up my sleeve, but I don't have a rope trick memorized. Maybe that's more useful than a knock.
Rope trick?
Place self? Do I need to... What am I... Oh, now I'm getting nervous.
Well.
Let's do displace self.
Okay.
So I don't know what to expect. At least this noble lady is not a secret wizard, as far as I know.
Wouldn't be a very good secret if she was, or if you knew.
Yeah.
So the evening comes. There are some musicians playing in the main chambers. The dinner tables are set up as they were before for the previous feast for Lord Song's birthday. There are fewer tables and fewer people in attendance, but it has the guise of a jolly affair. You can see Lady Dysek is dressed all in black with her mourning colors. She's seated just to the left of Baron Song. Actually, she's seated to the right of Baron Song. There's a seat on Baron Song's left that is open for Kelgreller, but who's not here because he's still unsick. He's still, unconscious.
So Greller has not awoken.
He is not awoken yet.
Okay. So were you saying that? So we're mid dinner, like the Dyseks have arrived.
Yeah, we're just gonna skip to dinner unless there was something you wanted to do.
No, that's fine. I probably would have just spent the day like cleaning up and getting ready for the dinner.
Yeah.
Make sure I got a fresh shave and a clean set of robes, which probably look super. I mean, they're magically enchanted deep pockets robes of like super expensive.
What colors are they?
It's black, but I think it cost like 80 GP or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, no, even more than that. It was like a couple hundred GP.
No.
So I think it's like supernaturally just like the blackest black robes, and it's probably it's some silk or some, I don't know, maybe some crazy synthetic fabric developed by gnomes. I had to import. Like, what the fuck kind of robe costs 250 GP?
One that takes a lot of embroidery to do. It takes a lot
Although
of people
in
to
the
stitch
inside pockets.
and lots of silk and nice fabrics, and it probably actually took 3 people working on it, not just one person.
A feat of engineering and design merged into one. And then I've got my tabard. What were we calling it?
Mm-hmm.
Tabard of House Song, and now I proudly sport my bronze quarterstaff.
Ooh, yes. Well, the dinner goes. In presence are the Dyseks, the Sunderlands, and the Keystones. At Baron Song's birthday were some other noble families as well, but this time it's just the Dyseks, the Sunderlands, and the Keystones, and the Songs. And at some point, Lady Sunderland gets up and gives a nice speech about family and our children are our future, and it is the worst thing to pass when a child dies. And I've lost 2 children of my own, but they did not live long enough to live as brightly as Dolan did. They say some very touching things. But about midway through dinner, after the main course has been served and people will be socializing and drinking and carrying on thereafter, Baron Song excuses himself and Lady Dysek to go speak in private. And you particularly notice him motioning to a servant to bring him the very fine wine that he has set aside for their occasion.
Okay. Cool. I'm kind of wishing I had cast ESP a second ago. Could guess intentions before this, but I think now I may. So I think Georg is going to cast a spell. It'll give me like a couple seconds to figure out what to cast. I've got Clairvoyance. I'm wishing I had Clairaudience. Or can I ESP through walls?
Yes, you can. Absolutely.
And I can target specific characters?
Well, take a look at the ESP spell.
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah,
you can probe beyond walls to try and get an idea of what's beyond there.
Range 5 yards per level. That's probably big enough to hit the entire 90 yards max. So I'm level 7 times 5, 35 yards. How big is the keep? They should be within range, right? Stop by a
Yeah.
rock.
Well, where are you going to be casting this from?
I think from the table.
You're just going to sit at the table and like cast a spell.
Yeah, we'll see how sneaky I can be.
Well, you're not very sneaky, right? ESP has somatic components.
A copper piece. So I do pull a copper piece out of one of my pockets.
It's also got verbal, and it's got all.
Yeah, yeah.
components.
So anyone watching closely, I some people may notice that I'm like muttering arcane words to myself and flipping a copper piece around in my hand, which disappears.
Mm-hmm. It's stopped by 2 feet or more of rock. Yeah, I think from your table
It's a wooden keep, isn't it? We were grumbling about that earlier, weren't we?
The wall is wood. The keep is
Okay,
stone.
so I may just get like a brief like peek into their. I mean, we could even roll initiative to see if they leave the room before I get the spell off.
Sure. Oh, I see. Yeah, you don't want to catch them while they're in the room. You want to catch them on their way up to the room.
Either or. But we'll see.
Sure. So you do get the surface thoughts of pick one target.
Lord Song. I want to do both, but I think I'll start with Lord Song.
All right. Lord Song's surface thoughts. He does not get a saving throw, by the way.
There's no saving throws for ESP, or
No.
is it just not high enough level?
No saving throws. Lord Song's surface thoughts are... He seems to be rehearsing the words he's going to say before he pours the wine for Lady Dysek.
Say that again. He's going to do what before he pours the wine? He's going to...
He's rehearsing the words that he's
Okay.
going to say about...
How cringy are the words, or is he actually pretty good at what he's...
They come off pretty normal. They maybe not super empathetic.
Mm-hmm.
They come off maybe like callous instead of cringy. He's not pouring on the
Okay.
sorrow. He's maybe
It's like a private. Is he like the private drink of his secret stash of wine and
yes, and you can
a private toast to a fallen son?
right, and he's also thinking about how he can, make sure to pour the potion in her drink without her noticing, which he's got figured out by like he'll turn to face the servant to get the glasses off of the servant's tray and do it right there. The
Oh
servant
shit!
will
Do I
see-
only get one creature with the casting of the spell?
per round?
Okay, it says one creature per probe. As
But
the
I think you could do a
I
probe
was-
per round.
okay.
Yeah.
One creature per round. Okay, sweet. So I am trying to hop to Lady Dysek next and hope that I don't lose track of her behind a couple. Find like the stone of the keep, if there is any. Decide now if we are in a stone keep or a wooden keep.
You are in a stone keep.
Okay, so that's-
you can continue to probe her for now.
Yeah, cool. So I'll not continue. I mean, the next round I'll do that.
Right.
And my physical awareness is still in the room. I'm physically in the room. I'm not like eyes closed, rolled. I'm not scrying, right? I'm just and I've got 19 int. I can handle a conversation in my head at the same time as I'm sitting at a dinner table. I'm not having a conversation with anyone. I'm probably spaced. I don't know.
Yeah, you're spaced
I
out. It's
got,
not like your
three
eyes are
hands
rolled
wizard's
back.
view. I'm like leaned back away from. Yeah, I'm not
You're just gonna...
engaging.
Right.
Yeah.
You seem to be lost in your own thoughts.
Who is sitting at my left? You said I was at Lord's. Wait.
No, you are no longer have a seat next to Lord Song. You are one seated away from him. It was Lady Dysek on his right, Greller's empty seat on his left. and
Oh,
you
they
would be
actually. Okay.
adjacent to Greller.
So it wasn't in. You did make a point of the empty seat. That's right.
Yes.
And then who was to my left? Would that have been?
To your left would be a Sunderland, actually. Lady Sunderland is to your left.
Oh,
But-
the lady here. So, and her husband is on the other side.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't. Oh, this is Greller's mother, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
So we're on good terms. I would have made polite conversation with her, but I think now she's probably talking with her husband unless she's freaked out by the fact that the wizard just made a coin disappear in his hand and is now
While chanting some weird words. Yeah, it's...
But unless you've got a spellcraft proficiency, unless you've studied, yeah. I mean, yeah.
Sure, you can think that. That's fine.
Okay.
So
I continue to ESP. I get 5 rounds per level. So
you get this...
5 yards per level. One round. So
you get
7
this,
minutes.
this
Yeah.
feeling of caution and sort of, Baron Song is not a nice person. He does not truly care about my son's death. What is he plotting when he's pulling me back here into this? Followed by the thoughts of like, well, at least he's not trying to kill me. He couldn't do that in front of all these people. But I wonder what it's curiosity as to what Baron Song's plans might be, because this is most unusual behavior.
I guess we'll check later if she comes back, if she winds up getting charmed.
Right.
Can I have 2 spells? Wizards can just keep casting spells, can't they?
What do you mean?
There's no like concentration in second edition. I can stack a clairaudience on top of this. I can't. Clairvoyance on top of this.
I think you could have a clairvoyance and an ESP,
Yeah.
but I think you might have to like alternate rounds. I think each one requires concentration, so you could like ESP, and then like the next round you could switch over to vision, and then you could switch back to ESP, and you could like dart back and forth between the two. I think.
Mm-hmm.
Because otherwise you could ESP while fighting,
Okay. I assume you can. I mean, like, if you figure, I feel like if you trained with ESP, you could totally use it to help you fight better. I mean, there's obviously no combat benefits in the spell as is, but I don't know. Anyway,
they proceed.
I'm going to cast clairvoyance as well. Actually, I'll wait and see if I can figure out where they're going, and then I'll scry on that room, because it's probably going to be more interesting than what's going on in the party. But let me know if things are interesting at the party.
You take a moment to check in on the party, and it appears that everyone is just kind of caring about around you, more or less ignoring the wizard. I think they seem fairly content to put you out of their mind.
Mm-hmm.
But Baron Song and Lady Dysek eventually slip beyond the range of your spell, and you realize that they've gone into a room on the second floor and have put too much stone between you and them. But if you were to head up to your bedroom and stand near the door, you could scry with ESP with no problem.
I'm gonna scry into the room
with clairvoyance.
Chad is making me feel so creepy. I may accidentally wind up spying on Lord Song and Lady Dysek just fucking in the upstairs bedroom, but it's a risk I'm willing to take.
Okay.
Sorry, we've got a mature content filter, right?
Yeah, it's fine.
I can drop my F-bombs. So I pull out a pinch of powdered pineal gland. Let me check my...
You just like sprinkle it on your food.
I think I sprinkle it into my wine cup, and I don't know. I don't know if I need to drink it or if it just disappears. It disappears, right?
Yeah, I think it just disappears as you sprinkle it.
As I spike my own drink. Maybe I don't even need to, or do I like rub it on my own forehead? Awaken my third eye.
If that's how you want to do it, yeah.
So I did go back. I did get pig. This is pig pineal gland.
Mm-hmm.
No longer using humans. Way too expensive.
So you scry from the dinner table onto them. Now, with clairvoyance, you do lose sight of everything around you.
Yeah. But I have my ESP going in the room. Only one person at a time, I guess.
Okay. So wait, your ESP is going in the dinner table or in the room with Lady Dysek?
Around the dinner table. I'll do whoever's to the other side of me, not the...
Sure, I think that's a Norwin over there. Oh, no, it's a Sunderland over there.
Wait, I'm next to the Sunderland. Who is next to Lady Dysek?
Keystone.
Kel Keystone or her?
No, Kel Crystal's family. I think it's her cousin or her aunt.
Well, we'll see. I would argue that. You're saying I can. I think I should be able to see one. I don't know. Anyway, this round I cast the spell, and we'll figure out how I can balance that in ESP. Because I feel like once I lock on to someone or something, the ESP will just keep going, right? You have to concentrate probably to change targets, but whatever. We'll argue as we go.
Well, yeah, it'll be fine.
How does the clairvoyance I successfully cast and hope?
Yes. Do you?
Does
You have
it
to
also
know.
has
You have to have
some
a
magic
particular
material?
location to cast it in. Where are you casting clairvoyance?
Whichever in the room that they went to. So I was following them with ESP long enough to figure out, and you told me it was a second story.
Yeah, I guess
and
with
I lost track of
ESP,
them.
you could probably detect the surface thoughts of, oh, we're going into his bedroom. That's weird. Yeah, yeah, that'd be fine.
I think I would have waited to cast the spell then if you would say that I didn't figure out where they were headed.
Right.
And
Okay,
I assume his bedroom is familiar or obvious,
yes,
so I can pry into the bedroom.
So you clairvoyance into the bedroom.
Do I beat them there, or have?
No, you get.
It's been a minute, right?
By the time you clairvoyance in, they are standing around. A servant has brought a tray of wine, and you see from your perched position above. You're above, so you can't fully see everything, but you see the servant has 2 glasses of wine, and pulls from his breast pocket the potion that you brought. And Baron Song pulls, pours the wine from the thingy into the glasses, and then dumps the potion and swirls it in one of the wine glasses in his right hand. Picks up the 2 glasses, brings them over, and hands the one in his right hand to Lady Dissect.
Does she notice this? I mean, I don't know reading your thoughts, but this is done off to the side of the. He brought in a tray with the stuff, and he's uncorking the wine bottle.
Right, and his back is to her, so these motions are, invisible to her.
I look at this. I concentrate on the servant's face. Do I recognize this servant?
He's one of the servants around the keep.
Okay, but one of the regular. Mm-hmm. I don't even know what to call these guys, but it's not his bed. Doesn't he have a bed servant?
He's got a bed slave. This is just a normal servant that he's had that's been with the family for.
The bed slave's not in here, is she?
No.
It's not some
There's just some
napping in the bed.
No.
Yeah, we're not going that far.
She's not keeping the bed warm.
Medieval Europe, not medieval or not ancient Rome or something.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So he mixes the drinks, hands one to her. Dismisses the servant beforehand. He makes very clear point to taking the wine glass, taking the wine bottle, dismissing the servant, and then handing the glass to Lady Dissect. So it's just the 2 of them alone.
Yeah, I make sure to watch her drink the wine. She'll have to drink the whole thing, won't she? Do I know? I assume that for a potion to work, you've got to drink the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. So she starts sipping, and he starts sipping. Actually, he drinks his very quickly, which kind of prompts her to maybe drink it just a slight bit faster, and then they proceed to talk. Clairvoyance doesn't have any audio.
So she's going to take a while to drink that wine glass.
Probably.
So I get frustrated, and then I will want to check up on, make sure my ESP is working for me as well. So
right.
I'm being a time traveling super wizard, and I guess not to space travel. I don't know. I've got senses in all sorts of different locations.
So
I go back and check on the ESP. That's and then transfer my ESP to the keystone.
As you focus on ESP, you get the distinct impression the person is thinking, "What is going on with Carl?"
Yeah.
And as you blink your eyes and take stock of the room around you, you see everyone's very polite and continuing their conversations, but there's lots of glances out of the corner of their eyes at Carl, who at this point has kind of been head back and maybe eyes rolled up or something while you're doing clairvoyance. And you're huh? And everyone keeps talking, but there's definitely the what is going on over there? And the thoughts in the mind are what is happening with Carl? Is this what it's like to have a dinner with a wizard? What is he doing? Oh yes, the flowers are in bloom. What is Carl? Oh my god. So, it's a little weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, the dinner continues. Nothing unusual happens.
I should have thought about the reputation I'm cultivating.
Well, whatever. Yeah, I think you've been trying to cultivate a mysterious wizard reputation. I think this only adds to it.
These are just boring, and let's be honest, Misty Rapids is not the most, I don't know what you'd say, prestigious of baronies.
It is perhaps one of the least prestigious of baronies.
These are some podunk lords and ladies here. I am not amused by their company.
Right.
I'm a little bit offended that they don't think that they are not enjoying dining in the company of. No. All right. So I keep this up for the duration of the spells. I guess I'll go back and keep an eye on the room, see if. So I've got 7 minutes of clairvoyance and 7 minutes of ESP. The ESP started 2 rounds before the clairvoyance.
So you flip back and forth between them. You do catch Lady
I
Dissect
tried.
finishing
Drinking.
her glass of wine. You don't. They're talking. You don't really know what they're saying. And as your ESP spell is kind of finishing its end, you see Lady Dissect like change the way she's standing and saunter over towards. Not saunter. Is that the right word?
Saunter. He can strut. Can stride.
It's a bit of a strut. It's a bit of like a strut where your legs are in front of each other, or maybe
Slink. Does she slink?
It's a slinky saunter.
Okay, I hope this
towards
spell
that
duration expires before I see anything I'm going to regret seeing. But
Well, you have flashbacks to when Lady Dissect approached you in a very similar manner at the last dinner here. And you see her approach Baron Song and start to put her arms around him by the time your clairvoyance spell just kind of fades off. And you snap back to reality.
boom.
They're gone for another half hour or so.
Yeah, I make an effort to. Oh, I don't even know how I'm going to recover. I think I just continued. I hope I practice looking a little more badass while I scry in public. Like they're all like, this wizard is just like in a. I don't know. I try and look more intelligent and brooding. Like I'm like a this roll for my face at some point mid casting and like. I don't know.
Yeah, you come back to the table. Dinner continues. Half an hour later, they come down. And while they are not holding hands or showing any sign of affection, you notice that the two of them remain fairly close throughout the rest of the
They're
evening.
sitting next to each other, aren't they?
They're sitting next to each other, but as people get up and mill about, and the dinner, like the tables get pulled away, and it becomes much more of a socialization, chatting party. They always are in the same circle of people talking.
So we do get up and start walking and talking. God, I hate. Are there any knights in the room?
There are. There's the other families that are present have their knights there.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the dinner, everyone kind of stops and looks towards the staircase as a badly wounded Kel Greller comes limping down the staircase, escorted by his squire, and he's got all his armor on, but he's leaning heavily on his squire and on the railing as he comes down. There's an applause from the people.
Mm-hmm.
And someone gives a speech about Kel Greller's braveness in fighting the Chimera.
Yeah.
And
I applaud with the rest of them.
And I think that is it for our first hour. Actually, yeah. We'll skip right to the next day. And as you wake up the next morning, or actually that night before you go to bed,
Mm-hmm.
Baron Song tells you he would like to speak with you in the morning about a urgent matter. And then I think we can...
He just sends a note. He doesn't even...
No, he pulls you aside
Okay.
at that night and goes, "Let's come see me in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
There's an urgent matter we have to discuss."
Yeah.
And on that note, we'll take our first break. No?
Yes, no, that I was reiterating the wink that I gave you, giving it to Lord Song as well.
Got it. All right. We'll see you guys on the other side of our break. Bye-bye.